here's Brody Brazil.
The unexpected struggles of this San Jose Sharks season have brought us an unexpected dilemma that one way or another we'll need to get resolved in the next month. Now, as I tape this, we're just about 4 weeks away from the NHL's trade deadline in February, and it's been said that the Sharks will be sellers, but that they're not exactly looking to separate the core players. Which brings up this interesting scenario. Could we see Patrick Marleau or Joe Thornton be moved to legitimate Stanley Cup frontrunners for the final couple months of this regular season? I know, it sounds weird at first. It's heavy. There's a lot of connections and there's a lot of emotions. There's also a lot of small details that would have to work out perfectly in a multitude of places. I honestly have no clue what the chances would be of something like this even happening. However, I think we can all see the different elements at play. At number one, obviously, the emotional attachment to Marleau and Thornton in San Jose. Their journeys in the last few years have been storybook, and not just all the milestones that keep coming on the ice, but also everything that's happened away from the rink too. Marleau chose to try Toronto, and after 2 of 3 years under contract there, the Leafs essentially ran him out of town. He got traded to Carolina and then bought out by the Canes. And it looked like he and the Sharks would never reunite. That is until 3 games into this regular season when Team Teal ultimately gave Mr. Shark a phone call. As for Thornton, his desire to stay in San Jose, that's never wavered. But the 2 knee injuries that he suffered could have equally been devastating for a man reaching 40 years of age. Honestly, either one or both of those recoveries would have ended a lot of hockey careers. But not Thornton's. And to sum all this up, yes, we're super lucky that the stars aligned for 12 and 19 to reunite all over again. Letting go of that, to let one or both players go chase a cup elsewhere, it would be tough, but understandable. This is the one thing each player doesn't yet have on their resume. And in fact, it almost feels selfish to keep them in San Jose just for sentimental reasons alone, rather than letting these wild horses run free. Wait, what did I just say? The second thing to consider is that finding a proper fit for Thornton and Marleau to go win a cup elsewhere, it may actually be difficult. And it's not that San Jose would be asking for the world in return, but they definitely want fair market compensation. It's not like they have to make this happen. Also, it's not like there's 1 or 3 or even 5 top-level favorites to win the Stanley Cup. In fact, you could easily see 10 or more teams right now who do have a realistic chance. So picking a new home for Jumbo or Patty could be an educated guess, but it's still definitely a gamble. There are a lot of teams out there who would definitely want to add veteran presence and depth, but they also don't want to make too many changes large scale. Obviously, something's been working well, and they want to keep that going throughout the rest of this regular season. A third and important thing to consider here is this something Joe or Patty would even want to entertain? I mean, they've got families, they're established here in San Jose, but this wouldn't be a long-term life situation, and they also don't have a ton more time in the NHL despite what their hearts desire. Gonna be honest here, this is a conversation and a situation that should be completely dictated by Thornton and Marleau. If they want to give elsewhere a try, just for a few months, then the Sharks should give it a try to see what's out there and see what's available. I honestly see this as a professional courtesy, but they'd have to be on board 100%. Fourth and finally here, all of the next 4 weeks are definitely going to take us out of our respective comfort zones. In the last decade alone, San Jose has been buyers toward the trade deadline almost every single time. Thornton and Marleau may in fact not even be the biggest departures we see before Monday, February 24th. But if they are, we will at least understand what's at stake and why this would make sense. And I know the premise of watching Patrick Marleau hoisting a Stanley Cup at, say, Pepsi Center with the Colorado Avalanche, yeah, that would be a weird moment for all of us. Or take it even deeper. How about Joe Thornton wearing the Bruins sweater again and lifting Lord Stanley that way? Yeah, tough to envision and tough to swallow from a Sharks point of view. But if you really do want what's best for Thornton and Marleau, letting this be their choice is the best choice.